You ever hear about the man who spent his whole life chasing money, only to spend all his money trying to buy back his health? Now that's a bad deal. Terrible return on investment, if you ask me. But I see people making this mistake every single day. They work 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, building a business, climbing the corporate ladder, saving up for a dream life. But when they finally get there, they're exhausted, burnt out, and don't even enjoy it. What's the point of financial wealth if your mind is bankrupt? Let me tell you something that took me a long time to learn. Mental health is your greatest wealth. And if you don't take care of it, all the money, success, and achievements won't mean a thing. The $10 million offer test. Let's play a little game. Suppose I walked up to you right now and said, I'll give you $10 million, but there's a catch, you'll feel miserable every day for the rest of your life. Would you take it? Of course not. That would be like trading a 5-star meal for a rock to chew on. Yet, people do this every day in real life. They trade their peace of mind for a paycheck, their joy for job security, their happiness for status. They don't realize they're making a bad deal until it's too late. So today, let's talk about the real wealth your mind. Let's talk about why taking care of your mental health is the smartest investment you'll ever make. The wealthy beggar story. I once heard a story about a rich man who visited a village. He was dressed in the finest suit, had gold rings on his fingers, and carried himself like he owned the world. But as he walked through the marketplace, he saw an old beggar sitting by the road, laughing. Just laughing, without a care in the world. The rich man was puzzled. He walked up to the beggar and asked, "How can you laugh? You have nothing." The beggar smiled and said, "I have everything I need. I have my health, my peace of mind, and I wake up every day feeling free." Now, who was richer, the man with the money or the man with the peace of mind? You see, real wealth isn't measured in dollars. It's measured in peace, in joy, in waking up every day feeling good, not just financially, but mentally, emotionally, spiritually. The mind is like a garden. I love to compare the mind to a garden. If you plant good seeds, positive thoughts, healthy habits, gratitude, you'll grow a beautiful, thriving garden. But if you let weeds take over stress, negativity, bad habits, before you know it, your mind is a mess. Most people take better care of their lawn than they do their mind. They'll spend hours trimming the grass, but won't take 10 minutes to clear out negative thoughts. They'll invest in car insurance, home insurance, life insurance, but they won't invest in mind insurance, which is just another way of saying taking care of your mental health. The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, a book that will teach you how to clear the mental clutter and focus on the present. Link in description. The overloaded circuit breaker. Ever trip a circuit breaker? Maybe you've got the television on, the air conditioner running, the toaster, the microwave, the washing machine, and suddenly the power goes out. Too much load on the system. Well, my friends, that's what happens to your mind when you overload it with too much stress, too much negativity, too much pressure. At some point, it shuts down. That's why so many people today feel exhausted, unmotivated, and lost. Their mental circuit breaker has blown. The good news? You can reset it. You can lighten the load, but you have to make that choice. Try reading The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck by Mark Manson. It'll teach you how to stop caring about things that don't matter. The 3 mental traps that keep you broke in the mind. 1, the I'll be happy when trap. I'll be happy when I get a raise. I'll be happy when I buy a house. I'll be happy when I retire. Let me tell you something, if you keep moving the finish line, you'll never cross it. Happiness isn't a destination, it's a decision. The people who are the happiest, they don't wait for perfect conditions. They find joy in the little things. I would recommend The Happiness Advantage by Sean Accordo. Learn how happiness actually fuels success, not the other way around. 2, the comparison trap. Let me tell you, my friends, comparison is the thief of joy. And these days, social media is the biggest bank robber in town. Now listen to me. Nobody, and I mean nobody, posts their bad days online. Nobody wakes up, takes a selfie, and captions it. Woke up feeling anxious today, ignored 15 emails, ate a whole pizza, and binge-watched Netflix for 6 hours while questioning my life choices. Bless him. No! They post the vacation, the new car, the engagement ring, the six-pack abs. They make it look like life is a never-ending highlight reel. Meanwhile, you're sitting there in your pajamas, eating leftover Chinese food, looking at your screen, thinking, wow, my life is terrible. But hold on a second. You're comparing your Monday morning to someone's Friday night in the Maldives. That's not a fair fight. The Instagram versus reality illusion. You ever see one of those Instagram influencers posting pictures of their perfect life? Leaning against a Ferrari, holding a green smoothie, looking effortlessly cool? Let me tell you what's happening behind the scenes. For example, they rented the Ferrari. The smoothie tastes terrible, and they're standing in a parking lot at just the right angle to hide the fact that they live in a one-bedroom apartment with 3 roommates. But here you are, scrolling through your phone, feeling bad because you don't have a Ferrari. You don't realize, neither do they. Read The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel. It'll teach you why comparing yourself to others is a game you'll never win. Amazon link in the description. The gym story. Who are you competing with? Let me give you a real-life example. You ever go to the gym and feel bad because some guy next to you is benching twice your weight? Happens all the time. For example, you're lifting 50 pounds, sweating like crazy, while this guy is casually lifting 200 pounds and checking his phone between reps. And you think, man, I'm weak. But what you don't know is this guy has been training for 10 years. He used to be where you are. But if you compare your day 1 to his year 10, you'll always feel like you're losing. You don't need to be stronger than the guy next to you. You need to be stronger than the you from yesterday. Here's a book, Atomic Habits by James Clear. It teaches you how small daily improvements beat unrealistic comparisons every time. The neighbors and the new car syndrome. Now, let's talk about the classic comparison trap, keeping up with the Joneses. You ever see your neighbor pull into the driveway with a brand new car? Suddenly, your car feels like it belongs in a junkyard. You were perfectly happy with it yesterday, but now? Oh no, now you need an upgrade. But here's what you don't see. Your neighbor is drowning in debt trying to pay for that car. He's up at night, staring at his credit card statement, sweating. But you're sleeping like a baby because you didn't let comparison put you in financial misery. Read The Millionaire Next Door by Thomas Stanley. It teaches you why the wealthiest people don't show off and the people who show off aren't always wealthy. Run your own race. You ever seen a racehorse? You know why they wear blinders? Because if they look left or right, they slow down. They're trained to focus only on their own track. Now imagine if you lived your life that way. Imagine if you stopped worrying about what everyone else was doing and focused only on getting a little better every day. What would happen? I'll tell you what would happen. You'd be happier, more confident, and more successful. So next time you feel the urge to compare, remember this. The only person you need to be better than is the person you were yesterday. That's the only competition that matters. 3, the overthinking everything trap. Now let me tell you, some people don't need more motivation. They just need to stop overthinking and start doing. You ever meet someone who has big dreams, big plans, big ideas, but year after year, they're in the same place? Why? Because they spend all their time thinking about doing something instead of actually doing it. Listen to me, thinking is good, but much thinking is a disease. It's called paralysis by analysis. You overanalyze so much that you never take action. You know what happens when you sit in a parked car and just keep revving the engine? You burn fuel, you make a lot of noise, but you go nowhere. That's what overthinking does. The I need more research excuse. I love this one. Someone has a great idea, but instead of acting on it, they say, I need to do more research. More research. For example, a guy tells me he wants to start a business. I ask him what he's done so far. He says, well, I've read 10 books on entrepreneurship, watched 50 hours of YouTube videos, and I'm taking an online course on business strategy, but I still need to learn more before I start. I said, no, you don't need more information, you need to start. You've got enough knowledge to launch NASA, and you're still sitting on the runway. Read The 5-Second Rule by Mel Robbins. It teaches you how to break out of overthinking and just act. The perfectionist trap, waiting for the right time. Another dangerous trap, waiting for the perfect time. Jim, I'll start my business when the market is right. I'll start exercising when I feel motivated. I'll start saving money when I make more. Let me tell you a secret that perfect time never comes. There's no magical day when all the traffic lights turn green and life says, okay, now you can start. No, you just have to start where you are with what you have. For example, you ever hear someone say, I'll go to the gym when I get in better shape? What? That's like saying, I'll start saving money once I get rich. No, no, no. You start now, and you improve as you go. The overthinker's nightmare. What if? Now, the worst kind of overthinking is the what if syndrome. You ever met someone who second guesses everything? What if I fail? What if people judge me? What if it doesn't work? Let me flip that for you. What if you succeed? What if people support you? What if it works better than you imagined? See, the problem isn't that people overthink it, it's that they overthink the wrong things. For example, you ever stand in front of a swimming pool debating whether to jump in? Your mind races, what if the water's too cold? What if I belly flop? But then you finally jump and 5 seconds later, you're having the time of your life. That's how action works. The hardest part is just jumping in. Try reading The War of Art by Stephen Pressfield. Teaches you how to stop second guessing yourself and just take action. The 2-minute rule. How to beat overthinking. Now let me give you a quick hack to stop overthinking the 2-minute rule. If something takes less than 2 minutes to do it immediately. Here's an example. You need to send an email, do it now. You need to drink a glass of water, do it now. You need to start that workout, just put on your shoe stances you'll do the whole workout once you start. Momentum is the cure for overthinking. Action creates clarity. I recommend reading The 5 a.m. Club by Robin Sharma. It teaches you how small actions in the morning set the tone for the whole day. You don't have to be ready, you just have to start. Let me leave you with this. You don't have to be ready, you just have to start. You don't have to have all the answers. You just need to take the first step. Clarity doesn't come from thinking, it comes from doing. So whatever you've been overthinking starting that project, joining the gym, making that phone call, it now. Because life rewards action, not hesitation. Closing message and book plug. If this message hit home, do me a favor, hit that like button and share this with someone who needs to hear it today. And don't forget to check out the book links in the description, because the best way to stop overthinking is to start learning and taking action. At the end of the day, my friends, your mind is your greatest asset. You can always make more money, but you can't buy back your peace of mind. Take care of it. Invest in it, because your mental wealth determines everything: your happiness, your success, your relationships. So I challenge you, start treating your mental health like your bank account. Make daily deposits of positivity, guard it like a treasure, and never forget your mind is the most valuable thing you own. If this message hit home, do me a favor, hit that like button and share this with someone who needs to hear it today. And don't forget to check out the book links in the description, because the best way to stop overthinking is to start learning and taking action.